We're gonna go.
We should get a better theme song. Like a real one.
Welcome to It's On Halifax with your hosts, Mark Adam and Pat King. It's On Halifax is brought to you by A2 Canada and Oasis on Spring Garden Road.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of It's On Halifax. I'm one of your hosts, Mark Adam, and beside me, as always, is the most excellent and getting drunker by the minute because he doesn't have to drive, Pat King.
Oh, that's not... thought that was something we weren't going to talk about. But...
I didn't bring up the rest of it.
You didn't. No, that's good.
Now you've brought it up, though.
Oh, you tricky bastard. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat King. Find me on Twitter, PatKingHFX.
Mark Adam HFX for me. We have It's On Halifax has Twitter as well. It's simply It's On Halifax, all one word, very easy. Same with Facebook, facebook.com/It's On Halifax, or you can just search it.
And now we have a .ca website. It's
Yes,
on
we do.
Halifax.ca. Super legit.
It's so cool. We're
Oh
so
my
.ca.
God. Yeah, aren't we? Aren't we .ca?
So .ca.
Wow, that's... Well, now that we've got all the plugs and introductions out of the way, now that we know each other, you come here often?
Welcome to my life. You're now in my living room.
Yeah,
Welcome to my living room. So, hi, everybody.
We just got finished up watching the football game.
Well, we're not technically we're not finished so much as it's still going.
And you're kind of on pins and needles for this one, aren't you?
Well, I'm a little upset.
You're a big Green Bay fan, but they just scored a touchdown. How could you be upset? They're leading by a point.
They're leading by 1 point.
1 point.
There's 3 minutes left, and I'm going to flip back over to it, actually, whilst we do this thing where we... Oh, shit.
Whatever happened to picture-in-picture?
I know, and you know what? I brought that up. I was like, why is picture-in-picture not a thing anymore? And the person who was selling the TVs was like, well, they stopped making it because no one was using it. I'm like, if I could have afforded a TV that had it, I would have used it all the time. When I went to my dad's house to visit all the time, I'd have fucking 4 games going on.
Well, yeah, and I mean, how difficult is it to program picture-in-picture into a fucking TV?
I know, especially with Samsung Smart TV. It's like you can fucking browse Twitter on your TV while you watch football. And I'm like, so can I watch 2 football games at once? They're like, fuck no. Why would we do that?
2 football games at once? Slow your roll there, partner. The hell do you think this is, magic? No. I wonder if the Apple TVs do it. Apple fucking does everything.
Apple TV is actually not a television.
It's just a...
It's a little box.
It's like an iPod.
That you hook up to your TV.
That's stupid.
No, it's actually kind of great. Because, well, it streams all your media from your computer to the TV. You can use your laptop and, like, AirPlay, which means, like, anything I'm seeing on my laptop, I can just click a button, and it just shows up on my TV.
That's kind of cool.
It's very cool.
But otherwise, I have something that streams my media from my computer to my TV, and it's called my Xbox.
Well, yeah. And, well, that's Microsoft fighting back, right?
Oh, man, I've been doing that for years.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, Microsoft has got that all built in now. Like, it's not... You don't even have to hack your Xbox anymore.
No, you didn't have to begin with.
Well,
Although,
I
do have to run a media server from my computer.
You use Playback?
No, I actually use a PS3 media server, but
it
recognizes,
works.
It's fine.
It's actually called PS3 Media Server.
That's exactly
I stopped using that. I started using Playback because it works on both my Xbox and my PlayStation, and I don't have to configure it. It just automatically serves it up.
Well, I still haven't gotten my new TV, so I'm still on a cathode ray TV. I haven't really been making that kind of media a priority. I've been watching a lot more movies, though, lately.
Yeah, see, I invested in this TV, and now I'm like, fuck, it's going to cost a lot more money because... Now I have to pay for the HD channels, and, you know, it's just...
Well, and where I'm a big movie guy, I don't watch much TV, and the TV that I do watch, I download, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. And where I'm a huge gamer, this TV would engross me. I would play video games constantly. It's not even right.
4th and 12.
4th and 12, with 45 seconds left of the game?
Yes, and it'll be... like 30 seconds by the time they kick it, and Detroit has no timeouts left.
Yep. So your team won.
There could be a fuck up, and they
I
keep
will
showing
say it right now.
They keep showing Mason Crosby. For
Your
some
team won.
fucking
Green
reason.
Bay won. Green Bay, jinx.
Please
Green
don't.
Bay, Green Bay won.
Please don't jinx it.
Green Bay won
I will
already.
kick you in the face.
Oh, we're gonna get in a scrap one of these days on air. It's gonna be great.
Speaking of getting mad, I'm suspended from the Metro Senior Men's Soccer League until December.
How did you not tell me about this?
I don't know. It just didn't come up in conversation, I guess.
I guess not. What did you do?
I said a lot of things to a referee about his character.
Oh, not his mother though.
No.
Just his character.
His own character.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Still, you could have been worse.
Yeah, oh yeah. But I called him a piece of shit, and I called him a douchebag. I said, I used to like soccer until you, asshole.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Like
that's brutal.
I went off, but it was well deserved. He's been doing this for years, and he's never ever gotten better. Oh my God, you almost missed again.
That would have been the end of his career.
They only let him kick it to boost his confidence. They didn't need to.
No, it's okay.
Anyway.
Go do the last one. It's good.
Yeah. Go on, buddy.
Come on, buddy.
I knew you were going to do that. But, yeah, so I'm suspended. I got 2 yellow cards. And then, I got an email asking if I had any comments. And I was basically like, well, I said it, and I meant it, and I'd say it again.
Yeah, would you like me to go over it one more time?
Where does that leave us? And I get an email back, 2-game suspension.
2 games. Well, I guess
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Whatever. I don't feel like...
Sometimes somebody's just a douchebag, and, if no one tells them that they're a douchebag, how are they going to know, right? It's like if you have something in your teeth, like, hey, you got a little spinach there in your front tooth, hey, you're being a fucking cunt. It's same bag,
Yeah, but it was one of those things where, like, he wasn't even... It was not like he was biased. He was just bad both ways, and, like, that kind of refereeing is what gets people hurt. And we play, we're Halifax guys that all have full-time jobs, So when I go to fucking play soccer on a Sunday night and I have to work Monday morning, I don't need a guy coming up underneath me, submarining me, and dropping me on my head because he's bored. I don't know. It's fucking stupid. And then to top it off, he made a really bad call at the very end where, like I said, this goaltender came in from behind me, took me out clean, took my feet right out from under me. I fell back. I landed on him, and he called the foul on me for pushing him down. I'm like, I landed on him with my back because he came underneath. Anyway.
That's very difficult to do, to push someone down with your back.
And the call was so bad that's why... And there was only 2 minutes left in the game at the time. So I went off, and he gave me a yellow card, and I went off for a sub, and I kept yelling at him from the sideline, and I was gathering up my stuff because I was like, he's like, 1 more upper from you and you gotta go, and I was like, well, I'm fucking leaving, so fuck you, buddy. So I grabbed all my stuff and I'm walking off the field, and he blows the whistle, and then he gives me another yellow, which is an automatic red, two yellows in one game, and I'm like almost off the field, and he's like, well, get out of here. I'm like, and I was moving at pace. It wasn't like I was lollygagging. I wanted out of there. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, you're storming
and
off.
I almost put my stuff down and turned around and went back
to lose it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm almost gone. The situation is diffused if you shut the fuck up, and you aggravated me. Like,
this guy obviously isn't fit to mediate any situation whatsoever.
No,
not
at all.
Let alone an athletic competition.
Oh, I was so mad.
He has a hard enough time navigating social situations, it sounds like.
Yeah, I was not pleased. I was a little upset, and I think rightfully so.
Well, yeah, sounds about right.
But
that's interesting. What are you going to do in the meantime? You going to take up another sport, maybe? Play darts?
No. Well, I play pool a little bit, but I got so much on the go that's not... I couldn't even... We had a game Saturday night, and I couldn't go last night because I was at the bar working.
Right, for UFC.
Oh, my God, that was busy.
Yeah, well, it was a brilliant card, too.
No, it was fantastic. And, yeah...
A lot of fights going the distance. I mean, you really got your money's worth out of it, I thought, anyway.
Yeah, and it was great. It was good to see that many people out to support GSP on his comeback and his big return, and he was pretty impressive in the fight. Like, and everybody was like, well, that was boring. I'm like, no, it wasn't.
Oh, Christ.
Did you see how bloody that guy was?
Oh, yeah. They
don't understand the technical side of it, right? Like,
it's
and
sad.
On top of that, like, I called it from the beginning. I'm like, he's going to take it to the ground. He's just coming back from an injury. He knows he's good on the ground. He knows he's a good wrestler. Why not play it safe? Why not play it conservative?
Doesn't need to bounce around on his legs too much. Like it wasn't the time for fancy footwork.
It was not.
No, because Condit's a good striker, but there's very few who can match George St. Pierre's wrestling abilities.
Yeah.
In the UFC period. Yeah. That's that.
I agree.
And you're right with a lot of the UFC fans not really understanding the sport, just kind of being there for the spectacle of it all. The people at my table, I was leaning in and kind of explaining a lot of the subtleties and a lot of the techniques or a lot of the strategies, and they were just like, "Wow, I'm really glad you're here to kind of explain this to us, because I'd never really considered a lot of that before." And it made me think, well, what the hell are you doing out at a bar paying money to come see this shit then? It was, obviously you're out with your friends or whatever, but
yeah, well, that's the thing about MMA and why it's taken over boxing is because it's so much more accessible. It's like all these different like people who do taekwondo come to watch to see, how much taekwondo they see in the fight. People who box do the same thing. People who blah blah blah.
Well, I've done both of those things, and the beautiful thing about mixed martial arts is that it takes a lot of the strong points from each martial art and mixes them all together. So it's really just a matter of matching, not so much matching your opponent's abilities, but knowing how to counter them and going in with a game plan and sticking to a game plan, because people don't realize how difficult it is to stay on point and stay focused and keep these goals in mind when
somebody's trying to rip your face out.
Yeah, someone is trying to concuss you with his bare hands.
Yep.
It's interesting.
No, I agree. I'm not sure what to do with GSP now. Like he's beaten everybody he's fought, I think.
Well, Anderson Silva was in attendance last night, watching the fight.
Because they were promised. Anderson Silva and Dana White said that if GSP wins his fight and wants it, there will be a super fight.
I think he should get one more fight. One fight after his injury, not enough to prepare him for Anderson Silva. Not even close.
But I mean, he was way stronger than Condit thought he would be.
Yeah.
So he came back stronger than he was when he left.
I don't know about that. That's arguable. It's not like he made short work of Condit or anything. It went the distance. Condit put up a great fight. I think he lost every round, but, I mean, not by a wide margin at some points.
Yeah, that's true.
I actually called Condit to win, just because the only other time I'd really bet on George St. Pierre was when he fought Matt Serra and lost.
The first time?
Yeah. This is the biggest upset I've ever seen.
It was so dirty, but he fucking hit him clean.
I know.
It wasn't a fluke. He that was his game plan. It was all he had, and it worked.
But when you're talking about fighting, the game plan of I'm going to punch him in the face really hard, not that hard of a game plan to stick to, really, especially when you're from the Bronx.
Well, yeah, and I think that's a lot of people's problem. Well,
that's his game plan going to the grocery store.
A lot of people's problem with boxing is just that, like it's just two guys trying to punch each other until one falls down. Whereas there's so much more to MMA, so much more technical stuff going on, and the major problem of fight fixes and
yeah, well, that's something that's been plaguing boxing for years.
It's really hard to fake losing a UFC fight.
Yeah, it really is, because, well, if you try to lose a UFC fight, someone's going to fuck you up really bad.
Yeah, well, and the blood, and even if both fighters are in on it, you can't fake that kind of carnage.
Well, it's even boxing. I mean, a good boxing match is brutal, and it's long. I mean, it's so much longer than an MMA fight. It's ridiculous. People don't understand that. Boxing is a lot more. It's a lot more thoughtful, but the flurries are that much more difficult, and it's so much more taxing on a person's endurance and mental game. I still have a huge appreciation for boxing, but I think Don King pretty well tore the heart out of it back in the day, and hasn't really been the same since.
Agreed.
Ever since they fucking ruined Mike Tyson.
I want to change gears a minute, and I want to play a snippet. It's a video that's actually on our Facebook page, but it's the audio that's important, and it's actually quite funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is this we're checking out?
It's on College Humor. It's a reason, or a really good reason, to support gay marriage.
Oh.
If you wouldn't if you don't believe in it. So have a listen.
Americans are becoming more comfortable with the idea of gay marriage, seeing it as both a moral and civil rights issue.
But there are many out there who are still fighting against the cause.
And as gay men ourselves, we would just like to say to those people,
fine. Keep marriage between a man and a woman. And in response, we will marry your girlfriends.
we'll marry your girlfriends.
What? You don't think we could? We'd be the best husbands ever.
Have you seen us? We are ripped.
All of us are ripped. It doesn't seem statistically possible, and yet it's true.
Because we love going to the gym. And you know who else loves going to the gym? Your girlfriend.
We will go to the gym with her, and then after, we'll get Pinkberry as a reward. That sounds like a great time to us.
Not to mention, we dress better than you. While you were spilling manwich on your cargo shorts, we were inspecting our Oxford shirts for the craftsmanship of their gauntlet buttons.
What do you make your girlfriend for breakfast? Burnt scrambled eggs? We will make her a quiche.
A motherfucking quiche.
With a side of hummus, made from scratch.
Do you even know the difference between hummus and baba ganoush? You're a joke.
And don't even get us started on dates.
You don't want to go dancing? We teach a dance class.
Urban tango.
You're not on the list for that art gallery opening?
We'll BBM the owner. Maurice.
Not in the mood to go to that Broadway show. We are.
We're in it.
Yes, we would like to go to that 80s themed costume party. And no, we weren't just checking out that other girl.
Obviously.
Ew.
We could listen to your girlfriend for hours, just reassuring her that she's not the crazy one.
Cassandra is being a bitch.
Also, her dad loves us.
That's because he's not threatened by us. In fact, we're playing tennis with him right now. Well played, Mr. Bennett.
Now you're probably thinking sex.
That's where you have us beat.
We already know how she likes to be kissed.
She thinks it's funny to make out with us when she's drunk.
And you know all those sweet spots, preferences, and fantasies that she's too embarrassed to tell you or thinks you should innately know?
Yeah, she's told us. We could play her like an upright bass.
And the kind of threesome she wants? Oh, we're cool with that.
As if all this isn't enough, we're the shoulder that your girlfriend cries on when she's complaining about, you.
We know literally all of your weaknesses.
You are Death Stars, and we are an army of fabulous Luke Skywalkers.
So remember, we're doing you a huge solid by being more attracted to each other than to your girlfriends.
But if you stay closed-minded about this, we will take one for the team and marry the crap out of them.
So don't make us marry your girlfriends.
Support gay marriage.
That was brilliant.
I will make a motherfucking quiche.
Do you even know the difference between hummus and baba ganoush? You were a joke. That's
That
brutal.
was fantastic. And it makes a couple of really funny, hilarious, and yet valid points. You know?
Yeah,
They're
extremely
not
valid.
interested in anything that you want. So fuck off.
I don't even know. Like, it's a non-issue to me. I don't know why it's even important to anyone, anywhere. I find it absolutely ridiculous.
That's fair, because it is. It is absolutely ridiculous.
I even refuse to get in. I don't know anybody who's against gay marriage because they wouldn't tolerate being around me, because if they ever express their opinion, I would just shut them down every time.
Yeah, I thought that was really clever.
It was College Humor, man. They a lot of hits.
We will marry the crap out of them.
I like it.
It's funny. It's
And
funny.
it was concise, and it wasn't too complicated. I recognized a couple of those actors from television, from the TV.
Television. I gotta throw it out there. The Mooseheads are kicking ass this year still. Like,
How are they
It's-
doing tonight?
it's 3-1 Moose right now.
Oh, look at that.
They're. I went to the game on Friday night. It was the D&D appreciation night. I went with my dad.
Oh, I love D&D.
D&D,
Oh,
not D and D.
you mean the Department of National Defense?
I
and
do, not Dungeons and
Not
Dragons.
me wearing a horned helmet on a Saturday while drunk playing an elven female cleric.
Hopefully with other people.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was a good time. It was a good game. It had a little bit of everything. It had some hooliganism. At one point, there was 8 guys in the penalty box, and You know, it was 3-3 going into the third, a little bit of drama, and then Halifax was like, okay, enough of this shit, and then he scored 5 goals in the third.
Wow.
They won at 8-3. And just fucking started raining goals on them.
Well, they're really taking their opportunity in this spotlight, that's for sure. Not wasting
Well, with the NHL being gone, and by the way, they took a 2-week, quote-unquote, moratorium on talks in the NHL. So if you're wondering what the news is, that's the latest word.
I believe moratorium means dead in the water.
Man, yeah. They decided to take a quote-unquote break from talks. So that's where we're at.
They took a break from doing nothing.
More or less. Yep. Yep. That's
Only rich people.
That's pretty much exactly what happened.
Only rich people.
Also, did you hear about the barricaded person in Halifax?
I did. Straight out of Compton.
Big fucking standoff here in town. We don't typically get that on the East Coast.
No,
but,
I'm pretty sure that the cops ended up there surrounding the house because someone heard they saw a gun. That's usually big enough news to elicit a police barricade.
The son of the... They arrested this guy and this woman who's in a wheelchair.
Right.
And the son of the guy that they arrested is the guy that they're looking for.
Oh.
He was the guy... Like, it was all on the front page of the paper yesterday. They're looking for his son, who runs with Melvin Jr. and that whole gang out in Spry Town.
So they're hitting the... So it's a gang-related incident.
Yes, well, they thought, like, he's wanted on a bunch of warrants for other things, and somebody said they saw somebody in there with a gun, and of course the father is, he's a hunter, right? He's got a bunch of guns, but, like, he was trying to tell the cops, like, he's not in there, but there was, like, a big standoff with basically an empty house. The cops were outside having a standoff with an empty house because the guy inside was presumed armed and dangerous.
When there was nobody inside.
Turns out.
Well,
and they held him overnight. The mom and the dad. Or the man and the woman. I don't know.
You mean
she's the mother.
The man and the crippled woman.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some fine police work. That's some crack work there, boys.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I can't really say much about the Halifax police force, apart from what statistics tell us, because they've treated me with nothing but respect and dignity in the past. Yeah. In the not-so-recent past.
Not the not-so-far-away past?
No, this was ages ago.
How many ages? How many weeks is an age?
I don't know, like a handful of
days.
Fuck
you, you're in the system now, bitch.
I never... Going off the grid, that's it.
Yep, you gotta get off the grid now.
What else has happened in the city this week? What have you been up to?
I've just been busy.
Yeah, I hear you.
Just straight up busy. It's one of those things, like, I just can't seem to get ahead. And when I think I'm ahead, I'm not ahead. This is stupid.
Well, I managed to get around to doing some things that I meant to do. I joined a gym, so I went for my first session on Friday at the Good Life on Clayton Park.
Oh yeah, and you gave them my number, so they give you a free fucking water bottle, you douche.
A water bottle?
Sold me out for a water bottle.
A water bottle and a duffel bag, thanks. I really needed a duffel bag. I do.
To hide all your shame in?
No, to put my... Shut up. I have no shame, you know that, as well as anyone.
Yeah.
But I went there, and what your friend earlier was saying, she used to go to that gym and how there's a lot of meatheads. She was not kidding. I went an hour before closing on a Friday, and there were like 5 or 6 just jack dudes who, like, I'm like, do you ever fucking leave? You look monstrous. How do you scratch your own back or get into your car?
Or wipe your ass.
And I heard the words, I need another tub of protein. And I saw a guy checking out his delts in the mirror. And I was just like, this is why I don't come to places like these. This is why I choose martial arts. Because I'd rather get punched in the fucking head than be around you idiots.
And I don't think anyone will blame you.
No, not really.
Yeah. No, that sounds reasonable.
Thank you. I always thought it was quite reasonable. But they now have a 20-minute gym idiot circuit. It's like the...
No, I love that. I used to do the circuit. I doubled up on the circuit. Like
yeah, me too.
I would do one, then like I get on the treadmill, then do 2, then get on the treadmill, then do 3, then get on the treadmill.
Well, I where I come from a boxing background, cardio is huge to me. So I'll do like a half hour, 45 minutes on a treadmill before or after the circuit.
Yeah, but like what I found was really effective was like jump on whatever number 1 in the circuit was, then jump on a treadmill for a minute so that your heart rate never slows down.
That's a good
then
idea.
Immediately jump on machine 2 with no break in between.
That's a very good idea. Yeah, I mean, I went through all like 9 or 10 with no break in between, just doing them. But
like
it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, the one that I used to go to was in Burnside, so it was there was a bunch of treadmills right opposite the and they were right like.
Oh yeah, it's much the same. Essentially, at this place, it's all of the cardio equipment, and then the circuits are on either side.
And it was cool because I went with a buddy, and we literally just kept the treadmill going, and he would jump off and go do his exercise, and I would jump on, and
Nice.
we would just go. I would go for a minute, and then he would go for a minute, and I would go for a minute, and he would go for a minute, and we went through the whole circuit that way. It's pretty handy.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of research to be done as far as strength training goes. If you're gonna I'm gonna go in there one of these nights, like 10 minutes before closing, and just walk around and inspect each and every machine and kind of like figure out what they do. Because I don't want to do that while there are people there, because I'll look like
You
I'm
look like an
retarded.
asshole.
Well, I don't know. I'll just look weird. People are like, what are you doing? Oh, just research. I'll be like, research? This is a gym. This is no place for research. Get the fuck out of here.
Keep your learning in the library.
Nerd. I'll get beat up at a gym.
That's exactly what you need.
Yeah, exactly. The last fucking thing I need.
Also, you guys just had Geeks vs. Nerds on your podcast,
Yeah,
which launches tomorrow.
Yeah, Monday nights at 9. The Classy Nads podcast, which you can find through our Facebook, and we just got on Twitter yesterday.
And you have a new logo.
Yeah, I a logo designed by me.
And it's an.
Is
it an homage?
It's an homage to Alfred Hitchcock's signature, the silhouette that he walks into at the beginning of every Alfred Hitchcock Presents, the old show from the 60s.
Yeah.
Do you like it, Adam? Do you like our new logo for Classy Nads?
I think it's interesting. It's
No shame.
yeah.
It's,
Folks, what do you picture in your head when you hear the word Classy Nads?
I hope it's a pair of testicles with a monocle. Kind of like the Peanut Man, except just the Nut Man.
Yeah, because it is just testicles. That is your logo. Your logo is the outline of testicles.
Yeah, it is the silhouette of a dick and balls. Yeah. But I really enjoyed interviewing John Roy and Lord High Pig Monkey from Geeks vs. Nerds, because once we got started talking about movies there for a bit, we almost spent 30 minutes before we even plugged their show, before we even
got to the meat of the matter.
Exactly, before we ever asked them when their show was or how they got started or where people can find them. We were just talking movies, and I feel like there was so much nerd in that situation that we could have sat there for days just talking and talking and talking until one of us starved to death. And it's really interesting because they just started the West Coast Geeks vs. Nerds, and thanks to Josh, who's from BC originally, we have a lot of listeners in that area
in BC.
In BC, yeah. I think it's in Nelson he's from.
Nice.
Yeah, where they just started the West Coast Geeks vs. Nerds, we thought it'd be a great idea to have them on and get the word out and hopefully get some people showing up to their shows out there, because it really is it's a wonderful time, and it's a great venue for any local comedy talent. It reminds me a lot of Much Music's Video on Trial, except not super shitty. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, and I say that, but it's just that I guess I'm not really interested in lampooning music videos, because I don't really care about pop music.
Yeah, but I get the same concept.
Yeah, but I will argue to the death about who's better, Captain America versus Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, I don't know what they would have to fight about, but I would agree.
Captain America would totally stomp some Sumerian face.
I guess who could fight better?
Yeah,
They usually have really crazy questions, though. Like,
I know. I love the topics. I only realized it, earlier in the week that they have, it's not Superman versus Goku straight up. It's Superman versus Goku. Who's the better, more helpful immigrant? That's a great question.
Yep. No, that's fantastic.
I'll probably be out there Tuesday night, so if anyone wants to come down to the Greywood on the Dow campus.
Oh, and I don't want to steal your guys' scoop.
Oh, yeah, the little scoop. I don't mind sharing that, though, because I'm hoping that anyone who listens to It's on Halifax listens to Classy Nats. So this was an exclusive to our Classy Nats podcast, which is going to come out on Monday. So the day before the Geeks vs. Nerds show. If you get there early enough, they're going to have door prizes. It was essentially the big bomb that they dropped on Classy Nats earlier.
Yeah, which is the first time for them.
It is. Yep.
If you show up early, the first X number of people, I don't know what the number is.
I'm not sure. They never gave
are going to get door prizes, so get there early.
I'm
it's
really
Tuesday at the Greywood.
Yeah, Tuesday at the Greywood. I believe they said it starts at 8, 9?
They said they get people starting to line up there at 5. How geeky are their clientele?
Do not underestimate the
power of
nerds,
geeks. Yeah.
the nerd crowd at Dalhousie.
fair.
I've been to a couple of geek beers.
That's fair.
They're wonderful.
Speaking of beers, I'm going to refresh mine. Let's take a quick break.
Let's do it. We do have a pizza sitting in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Pizza.
We'll be right back.
We will be right back.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
And find ourselves a snack. You ruined it.
I am the worst.
Yeah. So we're going on a break.
You want your special day to be just right, right? Well, so did I. I called A2 Canada, and all the little details took care of themselves. An audio-video setup, photographer, and even a videographer, all working as a team to capture the memories I cared about. Oh, and I saved a bundle by getting them all in the same place. You should try it.
A2 Canada. Professionalism you can count on.
Oasis, epic sports pub, where you don't have to spend a lot to get a lot.
How's your pizza?
You gotta try this, man. It's pizza on garlic bread.
What?
Yeah.
Why didn't I eat this already?
I don't know. It's the tits.
You left it here for like 2 weeks.
I know.
should have fucking eaten it on you.
Try some.
Bastard.
It's still warm. It's fucking fantastic. And you know what? You can just pick around the green peppers. Because really the only vegetables on this thing, green peppers, a little bit of onion. Oh yeah, you're allergic to onion, aren't you?
Yeah, onion doesn't do me any favors.
Yeah. Onion's kind of a dick.
But it's so good.
Yeah, I know. I have no plans whatsoever. I was going to suggest we eat a couple of those brownies and play video games for a little bit.
You know you're still alive, right?
Yeah. I didn't say anything incriminating. I just said brownie. Brownies are delicious. They have caramel on them, and I made them from scratch. And if anyone is still listening, they're delicious. You should try some, because I'm a wonderful baker and quite the cook, although I really fucked up pancakes this morning from scratch. Wasn't good. Tried to make apple, cinnamon pancakes and banana chocolate pancakes. Consistency was off. Non-stick pans my ass. And a number of other issues I ran into. I really hope there are people listening, though. Or else I'm actually just talking to the internet. You love this pizza, don't you?
It's good.
I know, right? I mean...
I cut a quarter piece and pulled all the onions out.
All pizza should be on garlic bread.
Yeah, they should make that a law.
Uh-huh.
This is good.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, garlic. I'm gonna get some garlic bread. Would you like bacon bits on that? How about some fucking tomato sauce, cheese, pepperoni? Go to town. Bacon bits. Get out of my house.
Wait, don't say no to bacon bits.
Oh, no. But just bacon bits? Mm-hmm. I might be a little biased, though. I'm pretty sure I could eat garlic on anything.
Yeah, didn't you make something the other day because the only thing you had in your house was a clove of garlic?
I made a Western sandwich.
Oh, right.
Which is essentially just an omelet with garlic in it on toast. Between two pieces of bread. Well, and I've also got this aioli sauce for...
Aioli.
Aioli sauce. It's like chilies and roast garlic. I threw that on that motherfucker. Wonderful little breakfast for my broke ass.
Yeah, like I said, I fucking went to the grocery store, spent $70, and I feel like I have nothing.
The price of food is criminal. It's almost as bad as the price of internet and power.
And most of what I bought was freezer related, and my freezer's not even full.
I know. I saw that. You got a lot of fucking preheat stuff, like reheat, whatever.
And those VH steamers. They're so good. The name is awful, but they're so good.
Steamer.
I know, but they're so good. Like, and they're so easy to make.
Yeah.
And they were on sale, so.
Oh, that's always good.
Yeah, they were like $1.50 off, which is a lot for food.
It really is. Yeah.
I mean, and I've had them before. Like, it's when you're done eating one, you're full. Like, it's a full meal, right? Not too full for, beer.
No. Never too full for beer.
Yes, you are. But usually because you had too many beer.
True enough.
I'm just saying.
Well, have you ever heard that little, I guess you'd call it what would you call it? It's like a little story, but it's got a moral lesson.
A fable?
No. Anecdote.
Anecdote.
Yes.
I want an antidote for this poison I've taken.
Anecdote.
Anecdote? What is an anecdote?
An anecdote. Anecdote.
You're correcting me on how you unpronounce the word?
Yes.
Unpronounced. You broke me in my English, you douche.
But it's about the professor who puts a bunch of rocks in a big jar and says, "Is there any more room in this jar?"
Oh, yeah.
And they say,
No,
well,
it's
no.
full.
And then he puts smaller rocks in, and they fall around the bigger ones. And he says, "Is there any more room now?" And they say no. And he puts sand in it, and they say no again. And he pours
water.
beer in it. And he says, well, moral of the story is there's always room for beer. But where in the fuck were professors like that when I was a Dow?
Well, yeah. And who would let them waste beer?
I know, right? It's okay, I'll drink it with the sand. Don't even worry about it. Just pick it out of my teeth.
Throw it through this coffee filter, would you?
Free beer or shit sand later? How can this go wrong?
Yeah. This doesn't go wrong at all.
It was like shitting sandpaper. I actually was shitting sandpaper.
I don't know if that comes in grades, but coarse.
That show's coming back soon.
I know, season 4.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta find the date for that too. All right, are you ready to get back to this? Oh, you're still eating pizza.
I've got like 2 more bites.
You fucker.
Pizza. So good.
You fucker pizza.
You fucker pizza. Got enough of you. Piece of shit pizza. Piece of shitza.
You pizza shit. Please don't die.
Oh.
I can't believe we missed the obvious one till last.
Oh god, this is the one that almost did me in. Oh Jesus.
Oh my god, people are still listening to us. How does that even think? Oh god.
I love it. That was good. You almost witnessed a death on live internet.
Yeah, luckily we're obscured by the It's On logo.
I mean, we would be doing it better than Fox News. Remember a couple of weeks ago when Fox News aired a live suicide?
No.
Yeah. They were doing the whole, like, aerial chase thing, covering it live. And you know how they usually have, like, a 3 or 4 second latency between
Yeah, like they have
their
a
broadcast.
7-second button, yeah.
Well, exactly, so they can cut the feed immediately. They somehow let the footage of a guy who was in a high-speed chase with a bunch of police drive out to the middle of the desert and get out of the car and start running away. And they're still following him, you know, it's like live coverage, only here on Fox. And guy fucking whips out a revolver, puts it to his head, and blows his own fucking brains out. And they showed it on live television. And then the newscaster comes on and he's just like, I'm so sorry for what you just had to witness. I can't believe that just happened. We fucked up hard.
I don't think he said it quite like that.
No,
but probably the sentiment was there.
Exactly. No, the look on his face was just like, we fucked up so bad just now. I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah.
They literally aired a man shooting himself in the brain.
That's ridiculous.
And they still can't show a boobie.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Janet Jackson and her wardrobe malfunction at the fucking...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You almost done that fucking pizza, man?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay. Let's get back to this. Hold on. And we are back from our break. For those of you that were listening during the break, you heard a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
I'm still mowing down on pizza.
This is why you should watch live, because you get all kinds of cool extras.
Yeah, that was probably the most entertaining thing we've done all night.
I know, and it was during the break.
I almost choked to death because Adam said, you pizza shit. Because I was cursing at a pizza. I literally nearly choked to death because he said, you pizza shit.
Chew your food. Don't swallow. Anyway.
And don't make bad puns when other people have things in their mouth. Not good.
Can I make a pun about people having things in their mouth?
No.
Okay, moving on. So, yeah. So, what else is going on in the world these days?
The world?
The world.
Oh, I haven't really been on the internet recently, but I did discover that there's a YouTube feed of 24-hour streaming kittens. Somebody put a camera in a room full of kittens. It's wonderful. Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Can we look that up?
Right now.
Okay, we're doing that.
It's fantastic. Well, sometimes they sleep. Like, it's real time. You know, sometimes they're not very excitable, or, you know.
So it's YouTube?
YouTube, yeah. I mean, I saw it, and the first thing I could think was, this is why the internet was created. I can't believe it's taken this long for us to get here.
Yeah.
To 24-hour cat streaming videos.
YouTube.com. That's my YouTube song.
That's a very good singing voice you've got there. You should do that for a living.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that I would share some music on the show with all of y'all.
Well, you are preparing. Excuse me. You are preparing for an album release, are you not?
Well, I'm recording the album. I'm not quite preparing for the release
Quote,
as of
unquote.
yet. I am in the recording process, but yes.
Well, where better to get feedback
This is true.
than with people who already know and love you?
I wish that I could agree with that was true. Do you know and love me? Please say you love me. I need love. I'm still... What am I looking for?
You're looking for a 24-hour feed of kittens.
24-hour...
Live feed of kittens. I think it's called the Spice Cats, actually. Because there's 5 of them, and they're all named after a different spice.
24-hour old kittens.
Yeah, look up 24-hour spice kittens.
Spice kittens?
Spice, yes. As in rosemary, sage, pepper, etc., etc. That is a wonderful song. I love it. Google it. Google it.
Yeah, I feel like it might not be
It's there. Because I was watching it at work for like 45 minutes.
24...
My productivity down the toilet. Because I was sitting there
watching kittens.
giggling like a fool watching a bunch of sibling kittens battle it out.
It's live stream, not YouTube.
Oh, live stream. That does make sense. I can't wait for this. The anticipation is killing me. I can't believe this is what we're doing today. It's been a slow weekend, folks.
It's live now.
It's always live.
That's what 24 hours means?
Yeah.
Oh, go figure.
It's just straight up somebody put a camera in a room full of kittens and they stream it 24 hours a day. And that's the mum.
This is going to be awesome.
I know. Not if they're asleep. Oh, the one in the top right. See where they've got all the toys and junk?
They're all asleep.
Oh, so they're not in their playroom. That's a bummer.
They're literally all grouped up and asleep. You have brought me to a disappointing place on the internet, sir.
That's the thing about a 24-hour live feed.
Oh, don't think I'm not bookmarking it.
Wonderful.
That is happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little something to brighten up your day. You know, I was having a shitty day at work. It was a Thursday, and, wasn't quite there yet as far as the weekend goes. It wasn't a pay week.
Yeah.
And, after watching 15 or 20 minutes of kittens fighting in front of a camera, my day just turned around. Straight up.
They're so vicious, but they don't really mean it.
Yeah. It's like watching babies slap fight. It's hilarious. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm doing too many things at once. That's my bad. Yeah.
And this is why we generally have a controller. So things
Well,
like this
because
don't happen.
we typically have 2 computers going at the same time, so that not one computer is doing too many processes at once.
The recording, the streaming, the uploading, the downloading, etc., etc. Where is Emily this week?
Etc. Tag?
You're it?
No, Tag is a local theater.
Oh, well, that's good.
I think she may be doing front of house work for that. I don't know. She told me, and I feel like I should know because that makes me an asshole for not knowing
A little
where
bit.
my friends are.
A little bit.
After they specifically told me.
Well, especially when it's not just a friend. This person is here every day of generally every
She's
Sunday
here-
of
she's
every
here
week.
Every Sunday.
Yeah.
And she's been,
Well, Well, and that's why I was asking, because if she's missing this, I know that she's off doing something.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
By the way, did you know that she started her own video podcast?
I did. Ham Hands.
Ham Hands.
I thought it was quite entertaining.
It's kind of funny. It's all about local theater groups and bringing awareness and money and stuff to local theater initiatives.
Which is, it's a good goal. And about drinking wine, incidentally.
Well, yes. And
they seem to have a lot of fun with it.
yeah, they drink
A new wine every
a
week.
different bottle of
Yeah.
wine, and talk about theater and get progressively drunker as the show goes on, because their alcohol tolerance is awful.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've already had half a dozen beer,
Yeah, me too.
and I think I'm good to go.
Oh, yeah. Straight up. I could run a marathon. We're cool.
They have like 2 glasses of wine and they're toast.
Oh, my...
They're toast.
When the video opened, I thought to myself, they must be drunk already. A little. Like, after 2 glasses, and they just get giggly and silly and very theatrical.
Theatrical, yes.
So,
And I know, and they're 2 pretty girls, and so everybody is waiting for them to get drunk enough that they're gonna start making out. Every guy is waiting for that.
and they just ruined the entire show for me.
Because you're gonna be waiting for that?
Yeah. Jerk.
Yep.
I have been trying to be more active in the theater scene and things like that. I was actually going to put together some headshots. I was talking to Emily recently to audition to play a sociopath in a short film, horror short, by an award-winning short story writer who was adapting her short story to a short film. And I just thought I would be a wonderful sociopath. I think I could really pull that off.
You could totally Christian Bale the shit out of that.
Word up. I just listen to Huey Lewis in the news all day, masturbate in the mirror, chop people up with axes,
Chainsaws.
whatever.
Make sure everyone uses coasters.
Yeah. I'll get one of those clear raincoat thingies, like you have at the front row of a Gallagher show.
Ah.
Yeah. Like a poncho, like a blood poncho.
Yeah.
No, but I actually went online and read the short story, and it was very, very good. So if you've never checked it out, there's a group on Facebook called Halifax. Halifacts. Capital
Clever.
ACTS. Yeah.
Clever.
And it's essentially the meeting place of all the non-union, really passionate, non-professional filmmakers and actors and things like that from around the city. So it's a great way to really get to know people in and out of the business. There's a lot of links to seminars, links to classes, things like that. So it's good to keep up on, and I've been really meaning to get back into that game. Ever since film
theater's
school.
so much fun, and some of the local theaters like Dartmouth Players, Tag, Bedford Players. There's a lot of really good local community productions being
Always.
put on. Then you got the smaller places, like there's a couple of like roaming troops like Saints Alive and
Neptune?
well, Neptune's not small by any means.
No, that's true. But they are roaming and kind
But
of local.
the Neptune Theater School is pretty popular. It's getting more popular. There's Shakespeare by the Sea, which is super popular.
I love Shakespeare by the Sea this year.
It's fantastic. Like there's a lot of really good, entertaining theater that is helping people to hone their acting skills, get better. Some of them are hitting the bigger stages. Some of them are even making that transition to movies or film haven being shot here.
But that's where I started, and where I've got a couple of short films and web series projects that I want to start shooting soon. We can't use union actors. So you've got those people who are trying to climb their way to get to the union, get major roles, and are looking to put together a repertoire, essentially, a portfolio. And we see a lot of crossover from theater actors as well, because the union for theater actors, if I'm not mistaken, isn't quite the same as the one for film actors.
Equity and ACTRA are not the same.
Exactly. So we can use equity actors in film projects, who have tons of acting experience locally, but none on film or very little on film.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, I love working with theater actors on film because it's easier to get them to dial back their performance than to try and
I need a little more here.
Yeah, than to try and squeeze a performance out of someone who isn't really
and that was always direction given in theater. Whenever I've done theater, it's always been, it's easier to ask for less than ask for more. So give me everything you got, and I will dial you down until you're. It's like audio editing. You want it to be as high as it can be, as loud as it can get, without peaking.
And then you're good.
You dial it down till it doesn't peak.
Yep, you gotta have that level. And like when we worked on Zombie Detective when I was in film school, it's funny because we spoke about Chris Nairati, who is he was the pioneer of the West Coast Geeks versus Nerds. He moved out there to do the animation program. Moo Cartoon. Check him out. He's got a great blog, great animator, and he was the lead. But we got the guy who played the villain. Christ, his name eludes me now. I've still got his card. But he's been all over the world teaching acting techniques, theater, all over Greece and parts of Europe and things like that, third world countries, everything. And he had been an actor with, I don't know, decades of experience. And we got him to play this villain, and he just played a great villain because he had that theater swagger, really over the top, really projected, had a presence. And everyone worked well off of him as a result. And that's why to this day, whenever I try and do projects like that, I just troll for theater actors, sometimes. I love it.
It's not a bad plan.
No, not at all.
Are we allowed to talk about the bottom?
We sure are allowed to talk about the bottom.
Can I ask you questions about the bottom?
You can absolutely ask me questions about this web series that I just finished writing with my good friend Bruce Amy.
Okay, question 1 answered. Bruce Amy is the guy that created it.
Yeah, it was his idea. It's a story by Bruce Amy that I've helped to... we've come into a really good writing situation where he's got the story that he wants to tell. He'll bounce some ideas off me. I'll give him ideas for direction and location. Kind of move him towards more visual aspects, and then he'll work off of those. He might be inspired by something about the location or something about the person that I had in mind to play this particular character, and so on. And then we just go back and forth from there. So what else would you...
Well, I for those that don't know, because I know some of the answers to these, but I would like to hear you explain it because, you may give more detail and I may actually learn.
Sure.
But, give us a synopsis of the series.
Well, the series is essentially about an underachieving 20-something who is a little bit entitled, who has kind of hit the lowest point of his 20s. He has a good education, but he can't find a job, and he feels like he should be entitled to one, and it's essentially his quest to find his place.
And I read the script for episode 1.
For the pilot, yeah.
There's some really interesting other characters in here. Tell everybody about those.
Well, the bartender, who is essentially the sarcastic straight man, the one who's immediately grounded in reality. And, we tried to play that up because he's the one serving Barry, our lead character, alcohol throughout the entirety of the first episode, which, as you might imagine, gets him into a lot of trouble. What else? We have some of the characters make callbacks. Actually, you'll be really excited. Dustin, the guy who struck it rich randomly. The
I won the lottery.
Yeah, the kind of
spoiler alert,
dummy douchebag who hits the lottery. No, I mean it becomes relevant later on. But for our main character, it's really depressing to see someone who tried not at all.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah,
Sorry about that,
don't worry
guys.
about it. But yeah, all of the characters in the first episode make an appearance in later episodes as well. So we bring it around really well in 6 episodes. We've got a solid 60 pages, I think. We're still polishing up the last 5 episodes, but it's something that we're planning on shooting. We're doing it. That's it.
Good. I'm excited. I want to see what it looks like in the end. I want to see who have you got planned to direct it.
Me.
So you're going to direct it?
Oh yeah, I've already started storyboarding it all.
Who is it? Bruce that's going to produce it?
No, well, he might act as executive producer, yeah. Where it's his story, he said he'd be willing to. I mean, it'll be hyper low budget, but you know.
It comes with the territory of having no money and wanting to make movies.
Well, yeah.
Low budget is what you do when you start.
And with the internet, I've been a huge supporter of the internet as a medium to get shows out. You know, the web series format.
Yeah,
I think is huge. I mean, a lot of TV shows have been taking advantage of it kind of as a supplementary to their actual TV shows.
Well, not just that. Sanctuary with Amanda Tapping from Stargate, and I forget the other actors' names, but like it was a huge series. It's on Sci-Fi and Space Channel, and
right.
It started as a 6-part web series that they made.
Well, and
then they took that, remade it into, and even used the footage from the web series, and made each 20-minute web series episode an hour.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And now it's in its 4th season now.
I love that kind of thing. I've been really inspired by a lot of really small productions. The Guild was the big one.
Oh, The Guild.
The Guild. If you haven't seen The Guild, Felicia Day is
brilliant.
I would marry her in a second.
Oh.
I would drink her bathwater. That came out really creepy. But seriously, she's a lovely woman and a huge talent. The Guild, she followed up The Guild with... one of her co-stars on The Guild, the guy who played Raj, not Raj, Christ.
No.
What's his name? Anyway, the little brown dude.
Babu? No.
Babu.
What was his... The hell was his...
Damn it, that's killing me. Zabu.
See, I was close with Babu.
You were very close, but Babu was the
You made fun of me. You were like,
the cat.
Babu.
Babu's the cat off of Archer, that's why I laughed.
That's right, yeah.
Babu,
he remembers me. He knows me.
But he directed and produced another web series called The Legend of Neil after he did The Guild with Felicia Day. And that was outstanding. A lot of really cheap sets, some decent makeup, but really just creative use of very simple visual effects techniques, things that you could do with After Effects and whatnot. And I thought it was hilarious. It's a parody of The Legend of Zelda. A guy who's got a shitty life, his girlfriend leaves him for his brother, who's the manager of the gas station that he works at, goes home after getting broken up with. His girlfriend tells him, you're a loser. You're a born loser. You can't even beat those old games you always try to play. And he goes home and he gets loaded on Budweiser. Drinks like a dozen beer or more. And he's playing the original Legend of Zelda for the NES. And he gets to the fairy fountain. And, drunk, a little lonely, kind of sad. He ends up starting to masturbate to the 8-bit fairy. And asphyxiating himself with the NES controller. And while he's asphyxiating himself and jerking off to this fairy, he passes out and gets sucked into the game. And essentially it's him going through this quest of becoming a not shitty person by living through the whole Legend of Zelda world. It's hilarious. And Space Janitors, which actually has some local talent in it. Ebony Rosen from Picnic Face.
Right on.
Is in a web series that was produced in Toronto called Space Janitors, which is a parody of, I guess, the entire Star Wars, Star Trek genre. And it's essentially about the people who walk around these massive space stations cleaning up other people's shit. It's also a really good web series, and they've taken advantage of a lot of grants that specifically are made for the web series format. If you want to make something and put it on the web, we will give you a little bit of money, in the name of the Canadian government, yada yada. But that's a whole bag to get into with Stephen Harper taking money away from the arts and blah 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 blah.
We're not going into politics.
I know, I hate politics.
We somehow touched on a little bit of politics last week, and I lost my mind.
I know, you got right incised about the Metro Transit.
Yeah, we're moving on now.
Oh yeah, you don't like to talk about the Metro Transit.
No, we're moving on now.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But long story short, I'm really excited to make this web series for however little money we can. You know, all you need to do
with a web series and with the format and with what script I read, a few $100 should do each episode.
Yeah, and that's just in gear rentals essentially. We need almost nothing as far as paying actors or locations or, you know, props or things like that. We tried to keep it as absolutely simple as possible. Some of the later episodes might cost a little more, so we're hoping to make the first couple.
And if it becomes a big thing, then you can afford to pay your actors.
Well, exactly. If we have a really well put together pilot, then that'll net you a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Well, look at It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They shot the pilot episode for It's Always Sunny for I think like $80. Just about the amount of money that it took to buy the tapes that they shot the show with. That was it. And that show is what, on its 8th season now?
Yeah, and after reading the script from the bottom, I'm excited about it. I mean, it's not like a half-hour.
No, well, we tried to
keep
keep
it show, but it's
we tried to keep it between like 7 and 10 minutes. I mean, that's tasteful for the internet. A web series, you don't want to go too much, maybe like 15.
And if we can ever get Adam Riddler off his ass here in Halifax, and
get players back off
moving
again.
Players, that pilot episode is fucking funny.
I like it, yeah. And
it's funny.
We should work a little more on it. Have you uploaded the entire episode yet?
No.
Oh wow, we have a finished pilot of a show that we haven't even given you people.
We'll work on it. I need to get the raw audio files and fix some stuff up, but it's pretty awesome.
We're always working here. It's on.
It is on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't really have much else to say then.
No, I thought you were going somewhere with that. No.
Not really. I can't wait to have a guest next week. I'm really
excited. Yes,
excited.
our guest next week is this is tentative. He said he agreed to do it. We have to double check with Equity or with Actra. I don't know why he wants to check with Actra. This is an audio podcast, and we're interviewing him about being an actor, so it's all good. But his name is Tyler Burns.
Oh yeah, that's the guest next week.
Tyler Burns.
That'll be fun.
I did some acting with him. I know him from doing some of that stuff and some improv and.
Yeah, he got me one of my first jobs at a film school. We were shooting live wrestling, Extreme Championship Wrestling here in Halifax.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. I got to hang out with some wrestlers backstage after the show. At an after party. Eugene, you know the guy who does the whole mentally handicapped shtick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not mentally handicapped.
No?
Actually, very interesting guy.
Nice.
I will never in my life hang out with pro wrestlers ever again. They're all insane. We went back to a hotel in Dartmouth, and everyone just got ruined.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Where was the event? Dave Doolittle's?
No, it was at the Forum.
It was at the Forum?
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
And then, or no, it might have been at a gym in Fairview.
Those are not the same place.
Nope, not even close.
No.
I did a couple of them.
The Forum is very big, you know that, right?
I did the Forum one. That's the one where we got to hang out afterwards. They rented a limo because they had Eugene was the guy. It was kind of a big deal that he was there, so they didn't spare any expense and they rented him a limo. And I don't know if the women who were in the back knew these guys before I got there, or if they were ladies of the night. Or
but
what?
You chose not to ask questions.
Nope, I was just there with a video camera filming a lot of really incriminating stuff. Come to think of it,
my mom is waving.
Hello.
I don't know why she told me she's waving. Because, we can't see you, but...
it wouldn't be a podcast if she didn't say hi.
So that's fantastic.
It really is. I know, at least I know we've got one diehard fan every week who's tuning in.
Yeah, it's
Makes it
my
all
mom.
worth it. Makes it all worth it.
That's what moms are for. They're there
true.
to support you and love you. And
Get you out of jail.
did yours?
I was just speaking hypothetically.
Haha. Thanks, Pat's mom.
Not personally, but she's very supportive. That never
Yes.
happened, though. Speaking hypothetically again.
Anyway, moron. Yeah, so that's it. That's all we got for this week. I think we've come to the end of the road.
That's true. Maybe one of these weeks soon we can get Bruce on once we finish a couple more episodes.
I would love to talk to that guy.
We can pick his brain about the bottom. I mean, he's the kind of the reclusive mastermind.
I even
behind
like the
whole thing.
name of it, The Bottom.
Well,
That's great.
it's kind of a triple entendre. We do make a couple of fag jokes in the first episode, so I mean, we're just setting you up for what's to come.
We did that with players, and we edited those out before we ended up shooting.
Well, we're staying
one
edgy.
one was pretty. It was pretty out there, and like I'm
Well,
all for making the jokes, but I don't want to. I'm not for like straight up offending people. I want people to get the joke and go, "Ha ha, that's a commentary," as opposed to like, "Wow, that was rude."
I don't think we.
And there's a fine line. It's a fine line.
When we drop the F-bomb, which I don't think fuck is the F-bomb anymore. Not at all. I guarantee you at some point in the last couple of years, fag has surpassed fuck as the F-bomb. But we only drop it the once, and we'd have to rewrite the entire episode if we took it out. Just goes to show what our comedy is going to be like.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I want to talk to him about it, and I want to pick his brain and stuff.
Well,
But,
we've got plenty of weeks left to do this podcast. No time limits.
Well, yeah, the world ends December 21st or something, doesn't it?
Are you having a party?
I should.
Yeah, we should get totally shittered for the end
Is
of
it
the
a
world.
Sunday? That'd be fantastic if that was a Sunday.
Just gonna sit around, get drunk, and watch football.
And wait for the world to end? But I meant more about, like, we could end the world on our show. But anyway.
Oh, that's a great idea.
We'll figure that out. I don't even know if it is a Sunday. I have to look at a calendar. The point is, we're done for tonight. Thank you guys for listening. This will be available in the iTunes store. As always, please remember to rate and comment. That'd be very helpful to us, very handy.
It's true,
As
and
it helps our rankings.
And if
in
you
the iTunes store.
have a lot of fun, tell your friends, get them on board, and because we've got plans for this ship, for this baby.
For this bye-bye. Also, we're going to have a couple more live events shortly that we will release details for as they become available.
I had so much fun at our last Movember kickoff party. I really did. It was wonderful. If you haven't seen or heard our episode with Rob Gillen from Armada Drive, go into our library and find it. It's one of my favorite episodes. It was a whole lot of fun. It's long.
It's called Armada Drive, the episode. I think it's episode 6 or episode 5.
Yeah.
Episode 5 or 6. Anyway, it's in there.
But you'll come out to see us and shake our hands and meet us and have a wonderful time.
And we want to shake your hand. Don't think that we're fucking big and we want you to come shake our hands. I want to meet the people that listen.
I don't know about you, but I'm kind of a big deal.
You are Mr. John Gomeshi wishes he was.
John Gomeshi, baby.
Anyway.
No, but we really do appreciate anyone who's out there listening, and we hope you join us next week.
It's on Halifax.ca, Facebook.com/It's on Halifax.
Pat King, HFX on Twitter.
Mark Adam HFX on Twitter.
Good night, everybody.